I haven't run into her. No.
All right. Well, here we go. We're gonna go. Hang on, my tabs are. Hey, everybody. My tabs are all messed up. Hang on, where are we at? I think it's this one.
Get your
What's
tabs in
happening?
order.
All right, we're in order. And look, there's nobody even here. It's perfect. All right, ready? We're going live in
W-
3.
We should make like map it, so we could make like we have it here. Like
We could just put everybody go get a sock and put it on your hand. And,
yes, like this, and with
Yeah.
cotton here, like for the eyes, the eyeballs.
Listen,
It's like-
V1's gonna be pretty slim down. It's just gonna be a tube sock. Just for today. Okay, going live. 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back. It's Tuesday, the new Monday, and it's time for another Rive live stream where we go over all the new announcements and features and community files and answer questions and do all of the different things. And as always, well, actually, I want to say, hey, everybody who showed up. I want to apologize for not putting the live stream out there early enough so that everybody knew that it was going live at 11 a.m. like it does every single Tuesday, and it will go live every single Tuesday. But for those of you who showed up without the link, congratulations. You're here. We got big announcements today. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with the same thing that we always get started with, which is... So what happened last week?
That's a good question.
There's a news out there.
Yes, sometimes I wonder that too. What I did
forget.
last week.
You know what? Without this, I would never remember what happened last week. So thankfully, we do this every week. So last week, Laura, you had a creative session. How'd that go? What'd you do?
Yes, I had a great session. It was all over the place, but I made it through. I made a state machine with interpolation keyframes going from. I can share it really quick.
Ooh, yeah.
Is this one? Yes. So this is the project. Oh, I just created something. And the idea was to make a menu of the different levels of difficulty. And this is messy, and it's like from kid to medium size and bigger, and it's from easy to medium, from expert to medium to yes.
I don't
From
think
easy
it's messy.
to medium
I think it
to
looks
expert.
great.
Yeah, I think it's very clean.
I don't think it's messy. All right. Sorry, I just had to sneak it in there. Bye.
He's Lionel Clean.
So the trick here was that I didn't animate the interpolations. There are only these keyframes here, like the keyframes of the character just growing, but no animation. The only animation is the idle that you're seeing here. But other than that, when it's going from one state to the other, it's just interpolation between states and some time here in the duration. So that was the trick. So yeah, that was it. Oh,
I like the small play, the small draw sketches of play that you have in the
Yeah,
in the
I like
name.
that too. The little
Yeah.
icons at the bottom.
Yeah, the icons that
Mhm.
that's cool. Yeah.
Well, great job, Laura. There's a link to that creative session in the chat. So if you missed it last week and you want to check it out, go and follow that link and check it out later. Not right now, later. Yeah, so that was last week. What do we got coming up this week? Tomorrow, Spanish live stream with a slim down crew, just JC and Laura.
Yes.
It'll be an hour earlier than this live stream, so 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, and 8 a.m. Pacific. Boom, I got that. And then following that, I'm going to be doing a creative session this week. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, it won't be the best, but what it will be is an exercise in meshing. because I haven't animated anything in a while, and I surely haven't messed with meshes in a while. So I want to play with some meshes, and we're going to be recreating. Been playing a lot of Advanced Wars lately, the new like 1 and 2 reboot, and there's some really cool character animation stuff that they do in there for like the little conversation screens. So if we have time, we'll set up the whole conversation screen. If not, we're just going to do the meshing and animating. So if you want a little tutorial on meshing, come and hang out. Some people are saying it's going to be the best, Jeff. Not all of them. Yeah. Less than normal, but the vocal minority may be the right folks to listen to in this case. So we'll see. All right, that is it for the streaming schedule. Let's talk about new releases. There were some. You thought I froze? I didn't freeze. Nope. Okay, so last week we released events. So events are a new way to coordinate code with your state machine. I think that was an accurate description of that. Gordon, Zach, you wanna correct me on that? Elaborate a little bit more.
Yeah, I think that's good. You said coordinates events with the runtimes?
Well, coordinate code with the state machines.
Yeah. It's a way you can send down information to the runtimes. So it will allow you to do the exact thing that you want to do at the exact time in code.
Now, we are going to be having a workshop on that on Thursday, but after we get through we got things to get through today, and once we get through all that, we're going to go through, we're going to talk a little bit about events, we're going to show off the NeoStream file for any of you who are familiar with NeoStream from the Flash days. We're going to give you a little preview of all of that today, and then Thursday we're going to take a deep dive into that before we actually get things out onto a Rive 101 video, which we will be working on soon. So yeah, events last week. And you know what else? We got previews of things coming up. So I'm not gonna say what the preview is. I'm just gonna leave this here. Just for a minute. Just for a minute. We're just gonna put this up there. And I'm gonna blow this thing up. And then, let's talk about, no, we won't talk about anything else. So here's a little preview of something that we're working on. No exact release date for this yet, but as you can see, we have things running in Unity. So hopefully...
Super exciting.
Yes, it is. I think so. Yeah, just a little sneak peek, just a little something to chew on and snack on in the meantime. So hopefully we'll be able to get that out to y'all soon. And if you're not following us on Discord and Twitter, be sure to do that so that you'll know exactly when this goes live. All right. Now we've got something to announce. Some of y'all have been following us for a while, more than a year, and you know that during the month of October, we like to do a little animation challenge. Now, last year we did Rivetober. This year we have the Rive It's Alive animation challenge. So the way that this is going to work is that we only have 5 prompts and 5 challenges. So you'll have an entire week to work on this and then submit it to the community with the hashtag It's Alive, or share to the, we're gonna create a new channel on Discord. So we'll have a It's Alive animation challenge channel that you can share this to. And yeah, this year, you have a chance to win some Rive swag and be featured not only on the social media channels, but in the fall recap video. So if you want to do this, make sure you submit that. We'll release more details on this later today on both Twitter and Discord. So we'll have all the due dates and all that stuff released there. Am I forgetting anything? Keep me in check, y'all.
Sounds exciting.
I just want to say the name is so good.
We had a name powwow that came up with this. So good job, everybody, in the name powwow.
Anybody else getting stressed out yet?
Okay, to be fair, it's not 30 days worth. It's only 5.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's a challenge, and
It's fun. It's fun.
no, it's not. But
I think it'll be fun. So the judging criteria is, I don't know, we're making it up as we go. Make sure that you fit within the challenge. Look, as long as you meet the criteria, the challenge, it will be a panel of secret judges. We won't tell you who's on the panel, but there will be developers and designers on the panel to judge them, and then we will announce the winners on the Tuesday live stream as well as on social media. Just for clarification, they will need to be submitted before the live stream for a chance to win that week. So if you don't do that, sorry, we'll show it off, but you're not going to win for that week. And again, we'll put the rules up and everything like that on Discord and X. So make sure you follow us there. Okay. Is that all the announcements for the week? I feel like that was so many announcements. I think we have, I'm not going to lie, I think we have one more. We don't. I lied.
You got me excited. I was like, what?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
We
this
were
is
waiting.
more, it's not really an announcement. It's more of a looking to the horizon. What's up next? What is something that you can expect from us coming soon? There are nested artboard improvements being worked on as we speak. In fact, as we speak, you guys hear that? Do y'all hear that?
Yes.
I can hear that. Yeah.
That's the sound of keys clicking away at the code that makes Rive run, that is currently working on nested artboard improvements. Now, I won't tell you what they are, but I can tell you I am super, like, these are something that we've needed for a while, and I'm very excited that they're going to be coming soon. So next couple of weeks, you should be able to get to play with those. Now that's the end of announcements. And you know what we usually do after announcements?
More announcement. No.
No more announcements. It's time for
Pedro's Picks of the Week!
Pedro's Picks of the Week. It's everybody's favorite part of the live stream. All right, Pedro.
Okay, we're going to share the screen. Here it is. And we are going to start with Jeff. Wait, it has music.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh. You didn't know there was music, or?
No.
And the good thing is it has this effect of scale the screen, and it adapts to the window size. So I think it's very interesting, that part. I don't know if I guess it's the Jeff is in the chat, no?
Yep.
I think it's with JavaScript or React. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Jeff says that the sound effect was made by his kid, which is awesome. I think they have a future in voice acting.
Cute.
Okay, the next one is from the Relu. I think this has sound too. I'm going to try to put the sound. Wait a minute.
Oh yeah, it's got the Microsoft sound in it. I heard that.
Here it is. It has sound, perhaps no. I don't know. No. It's in process, I guess. But it's this cool menu from a game. I don't know. It's a real game.
I don't know. Is it?
I mean, I remember an old game from the 90s, 80s called like this in Spain from Dynamic. Do you remember that, GC?
No, I don't remember. Yeah.
Okay. I thought perhaps it was that game. Okay, next one is this one made by Brian James, and it's made with the JavaScript runtime. And I think it's using the GSAP library. and it's mixing this idea of all the deformation and everything is made inside Rive, and with the JavaScript runtime is making the following of the mouse and saying Rive what the formation wants, based in the movement of the mouse.
That's cool, eh? Yeah.
It's a very interesting effect, and
Yeah.
and everything made with just with the runtime. And I think it has like in social media another post explaining a little bit, but the idea was like this shape is just an animation with the chains, and all the rotation and the change of position is made with the throw JavaScript. Okay, I saw this. I don't know how much of this is made with Rive or not. Perhaps Gordon knows because it's Flutter or Flutter. And
yeah, I'm not sure. I would imagine like the animated stuff, like the bird dash, maybe the buttons and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm not sure how much is Rive.
I like this idea of using the mobile as a joystick.
But yeah, Roman has been making a lot of Rive and Flutter content, and I believe he also recently made a Flutter tutorial video for Rive. So yeah, definitely follow him on Twitter if you if this is your vibe and you want to see some tutorials from him.
Let's see if I can find that.
The next one is this. Is this deformation? I don't know if you have seen this on Discord from 3D Factor. And the interesting thing here is Halloween. That's important. But the interesting thing here is, I'm going to share this tab, is how it's made. Because it has this idea of using a follow path to put the bones in a line, and then control that follow path that is controlling that bones with 2 bones. So,
you know what? It's the same, almost the same system for the jelly bones.
I was just going to say, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. And that is a very interesting thing, because it's like, I didn't thought about using follow path to make the bones following a path and then deform that path. It's a very interesting idea to make things. And I was thinking about some ideas of what you could achieve with this. And for example, if you have, perhaps it's complicated, but if you have I don't know this how this is named in English. This thing from the parties with a lot of little flags in a rope. You know, this kind. You could move that, and you could displace everything in position and without problem, for example. And I mean, you can achieve some interesting things with that. I guess in the future, if we have jelly bones or something similar, we will not do that. But the idea, I think, it's very, very interesting. I like the idea of following that solution.
Yeah, the jelly bones is similar because it works in this way that you can have a path with the bones like this. The good thing is you can divide the bone in the number you want, and you have handless too. And with the handless, you can, for example, in the middle, you can make that this curve is more angular or not, you know.
Wow.
And the other thing that have is the handless of the jelly bones. You can connect with a constraint too, so you can move the all elements, the all bonds, and then move the handless and create different things. So yeah, it's great, the jelly bones. But yeah, this idea to create something like this is cool. Yeah.
Okay, next one is this, because it has this kind of design that is not flat design. It's more like it has a name, but I'm not able to say that in English, like xenomorphic.
Xenomorphic.
Something like that, yes.
No, I just made that up. That's a
okay,
Aliens
perfect.
reference.
I don't know. I know it has a name, but I don't know the name.
Skeuomorphic? Like
That's
it's,
it. Yes, perfect. And I like the idea of having this kind of control. That it's really nice. Okay. This one, it's a character dancing and
That's so human.
I can hear the music in my mind, in my head, just watching this.
Boop, boop, boo-doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah. The face is so happy.
Much better song.
I knew we will have music with that. Okay, this one, here we have this, and if I move this controller,
Oh,
we have
That's cool,
this
yeah.
character.
Really cool.
And I like the idea when it goes down, look, the water is
Yeah.
like this splash thing. Here it is. I'm breaking it. Here. And the other thing it has is it can talk. Here it's talking. And blink. Here we have two controls for the blink and the talking
I
thing.
like it. Yeah.
It's a very interesting character. I really like it because it's very simple but very cute.
Yeah.
I wonder why is using this kind of control, like a
could be
blend.
like a scroll animation.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
That's true. Yes, could be that. I like the description too. Rise and lower this sassy crocodile.
Now this does look like a crocodile. Very long, skinny snout. It's not boxy.
Okay, the next one is a website. We saw that on
Ooh.
Twitter this week. I'm not sure what parts are Rive or not, but I guess all these interactions here are made with Rive because, for example, here you can see that it's like a graphic, but it's interactive. It reacts to the mouse.
I bet that part's Rive.
I think so. Alex, I don't know what his Twitter handle is, but I think said that basically this was, he phrased it as is basically built in Rive with some other stuff. So I think like the core of it, like I'm guessing anything that's animated is Rive. So because I know that he's done a few in the past that have featured some little interactive animations, but this one he made a point to say like I would say it was basically built in Rive. Obviously not the layout and stuff like that, but most of the content is all Rive, which is really amazing.
Everything is moving and it's having like a little animation. Okay, the next one is another website that Michael discovered. This one that it has like a lot of examples of Rive animations, like this, for example. When
we
click,
saw this one a while ago.
Here it is. They are links to. It's like a portfolio of Rive animations and things. There is this other one. This I really like this character.
Yes, it's really cool. Sorry, I don't know my microphone.
I like.
They're all Rive links, right?
Yes,
all the animations.
all the links.
That's really, really cool.
Yes, it's like a portfolio. I like the solution for the nose. How?
Exactly.
Even for the eyes, I like that it's made so when you are in the middle, it looks at you. It's not like changing the side.
Yeah, and the rig of the head works pretty cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, the movement is.
And here is all the samples that she had
Yeah,
made.
it's a lot of things interesting. Yeah.
I'm going to try this because it's cute.
Ooh. Is this? I don't know if this is a flying squirrel or something else.
Can be, no?
I like the feet moving. That
Yeah.
little movement, like tick, tick, tick. It's very cute. Okay, next one is this. It's like icons, and I really like
nice.
the style and
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
little bird. Oh, it's interactive. Yes, if I over the character, the bird is flying, and if not, I think it goes down. Yes, here. Okay, all the characters has a little interaction.
This has Pedro's style written all over it, minus the hat.
But the hat will be for the bear only.
Yes, for sure. Yep. And the phone. I feel like the phone needs a hat too.
Yes, probably.
Of course.
What is a phone with a hat? Without a hat,
I agree.
it's not a real phone. Okay,
It's a hat phone.
a hat phone. I saw this today. Is this idea of representing the interpolation with a graphic? And I think this user has made like the cures we have with the values in Rive, and is using like a template. Here it is for using like you know when you're using PowerPoint,
Yeah.
it's kind of a PowerPoint template, so you can make like the different slides. Can you see here the number?
Oh, that's so cool.
Yes.
That's really
And
cool.
and this user has the template, the template file in the community, so you can find the template without nothing to put the content you want in that.
That's
template.
cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. You have like
Yeah, I love on their visualizations that they include like the like over time where the
line moves.
that red
through.
dot is tracing the it's really, really nice.
Yeah.
so here it's. I think in the old Flash times I made a lot of slides, kind of web page and applications.
Yeah, I did too.
Okay. I don't know if I have. Yes, I have this. Wait a minute. This. Okay. This one, it was a question someone had on Discord. I don't know if you see this example. On Discord, there is someone that asks how to do this, and another user makes this example. And when you click, it stops randomly in a number. And then you can start again. So when I click, here is 100. I don't know how accurate is this, but it's working.
It's like my brain when we're trying to figure out where to eat. Like it's firing through all the restaurants. I need one of these.
So that's it for this week.
Amazing.
Very nice
amazing
picks.
week. Yep.
All right, let's do some questions before we get into a quick events demo. All right, let's scroll to the top. Anything? Let's see. Here we go. It's an events-related question. Events don't add functionality or logic to the editor, right? They're another tool for runtime use only. That is correct. Now, yeah, no. I was gonna say URLs, but I don't think those actually work in the community or anything like that, right?
That's right. Yeah, there's some like security concerns around that, but in the editor you can see like you don't have to wait to edit at runtime. There's like a console on the state machine. You can see the events fired there.
But yeah, they may evolve and allow you to do more things in the future. This is a base for things to come as well.
Yeah.
Potentially.
All right, is Jellybones something that Rive plans to implement?
Yes.
It is on the roadmap. Okay, that's all we got for questions right now. We're going to do a little events demo. If you have questions on events or anything else, Rive Animation Challenge, anything like that, drop them in the chat and we'll get to those in a second. Okay, let's talk about the basics of events. The super basics. That's not the one I want to share. That's the thing. Is that what I want to share? Are we sure? I don't know. Yeah, that's right. Okay, here we go.
We just got another question.
Okay, let's do it. Let me get set up. What exactly is Jelly Bones? JC, you want to go through that?
Yeah, jelly bones is basically when you have, for example, you can draw a bone, and now you want to split this bone in different parts and create, when you create an arm that move in the middle like jelly, no? This is the idea. So you can split a bone in different parts, and the jelly bone have this spline that this small part of the bone follow, like the example we saw in the community, and some handlets. And this way you can animate, for example, for arm, you can have these two bones to move the elbow like this, and then you can have a jelly bone here, and this part move so cartoony, no? This is the idea of the jelly bone. You can use for characters. This is cool for the leg, for example. In some point, you want that the legs move more real with the knees, and other moment you want that the legs move so cartoony that this have a lot of curve. Or you can use for another thing because have a lot of possibility. But yeah, this is the.
In Blender, for example, it's called bendy bones. It's like every software has like a different name for that. But yes, it's going to be interesting to have that, to have like have a shear curve.
Yeah.
Kind of control for every bone. Yes.
Yeah, we had this in Flare the past. I don't remember if in Nima we don't have Nima, no?
I don't think so.
Flare, yeah, in Flare we had, and it was cool because you can create the character with the legs and the arms and add jelly bones, and when you want activate, you can activate and open the arm move like this or not. So yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, you can do the rubber hose stuff. Like if you've seen Popeye and you've seen Olive Oil run around, Popeye with the crazy arms, you can make that happen. But no, there's no. We haven't started putting any work onto Jelly Bones yet, so that'll probably be later. All right, events time. Short events. Oh wait, I was already sharing. What am I doing? I was supposed to use this time wisely to get set up, and I swear I did. I just hit the wrong button. Okay, here we go. Blank editor. All right, so first things first. How do we create an event? Well, you can either go up here, find the event tool in the toolbar, or the shortcut is Shift-E. That'll activate the events tool, and you can click anywhere on your artboard to place an event. Now, there's a handful of properties that we need to be aware of. Just like everything else, those are going to pop up here in the inspector. But one of the most important things is the name of the event. So for this event, we're going to call this My First Cool Event. Like my birthday party is always a cool event. And then from there, we can choose the type of event that we want. So there's general events. These are good for sending all sorts of messages to the runtime. Basically, you want to link up code. You want to add sound. You want to, I don't know, what else? What else would we use a general event for, Gordon and Zach?
Kind of anything, like any info you want to send to runtime. Some examples would be audio, haptic feedback. If you want to know, like if you're hovering over a specific thing, like maybe if you're hovering over a button, you want to say this is a button so that your mouse cursor updates so that it has like the hover state. You can send semantic information. Yeah, anything that you want your runtime to know, you can send with a general event.
All right, so the general is the catch-all event type. And from there, we need to add some properties. So you can click on the plus button to add additional properties. Now for these, we're pretty much signaling different inputs, right? So either numbers, booleans, or strings. And on Thursday, we'll go into more about when you use numbers, booleans, and strings. But for now, just know that you can choose these different things here. So we're going to go with, we're just going to select a boolean. And then I can report whether it's true or false. And then we can give it a name. And in this case, I'm going to call this, so let's say we want to let the runtimes know that the button is being hovered. So I'll call it is hovered, just so we know that it's being hovered. Or if we want to make an audio thing, I'm guessing we would go with a string, maybe.
Yeah, you can send in the name of the file
String.
or the
Perfect.
kind of sound you want to play.
Sound effect. Nope. Sound effect. And then I can say step. So we want to add that sound file called step. And now that we have that was just half the properties. So that's adding properties for a general. You also have an open URL event type. Now that gives us an additional property that gives us a URL property. So we can go to like www.myspace.com. And then from there, you can use the target, which will tell the browser how to open that, that window up. Again, this will be something that we can go back and talk about more on Thursday in a little bit deeper fashion, because I don't remember what all those do, but Gordon and Zach do. All right, so now that we have our event created, let's show you how to fire them. Now, there's a couple of different ways. The first way is directly on a timeline. So we can go into our timeline, and let's say for my cool event, we want our sound effect to fire halfway through. So there's two things that we can do. We can either click on that, and that's going to set the property, but it's not going to report the event. So if you want the event to be reported to the runtimes, you need to make sure that you use this button here, report event. Now, to make sure that we know that our event is reporting and we can see exactly when it's reporting, there's going to be a nice little visual indicator here on the stage. So when we play, as soon as that event crosses and plays, you'll see that it plays here on the artboard. So that's the first way that you can report an event or fire an event. You can also put events on your states, transitions, and listeners. So if you want to put it on a state or transition, select the state or transition. Oops, I was doing this earlier. Hit the plus button for the events, select your event, and then you can tell it whether you want it to fire at the start or into the transition. And same thing with the state. You can tell it, I want to fire that same state at the start or in. Now, Gordon, Zach, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Will this also report my sound, the string?
Yes.
Perfect.
This only works for reporting. If you want to set it, the only way you can set it is when you create the event, like you showed in the beginning, or by updating it on a timeline animation.
Okay, perfect. All right, so that's through the timeline and the transition. You can also put it on a listener. Now, just like adding a new listener action, you use the plus button here, fire event, and we can report my first cool event. All right, so those are all the ways that you can, those are the events, the event properties, adding them to timelines, states, transitions, and listeners. Now, let's look at a quick example that we'll look at way more in depth on Thursday, but I'm going to hand it over to JC to show off a practical example of using events in a file.
Okay, here we are. Okay, this is the file we're going to see in the Warsaw. To see a simple play, only to check what happened here. And what we have here is this character with these different flames. You can hover, you can see the different options we have, and then we can hit the character. We can move the cursor like this or like this. We can hit here or here. So let's see all the events we have here. You can see we have different events. And as Robert say, here all these events is set up in different ways. For example, every time I hover in one of the flames, you can see that is this event button hover is reported. Okay, and if I click here, when I release, you can see that this event, the pricing that is a web URL is reported too. In this case, it's the same. I click and release, report this. And every time I hit the character, you can see that this event, that is the sound, is reported too. So you can see we have different types. Other thing, we have this event that happened, for example, let's go to play again. When the animation starts and all the animation complete, in one moment, this event fire to make appears a text that is here in the web. So this is the other way to use the event, not to say to the web, okay, in this moment, I want, when this animation finishes, I want this part appears or whatever. So in the Warsaw, we'll see how it's set up of these different events in the Steam machine. And yeah.
Oh, you're muted, Robert.
Yeah. Yeah, it's mute, Robert. Oh no. Okay.
Okay, I guess Robert gave the intro for me to take over. Yeah, because this is a demo we made. I'll share the code for this. It's a sandbox link, so you can just run it if you want. Let me send it in the chat. Yeah, so on Thursday we'll go into more detail. But yeah, the general idea, as JC said, is you are sending these events down for runtime, and then your runtime can consume it. This example, which is the one that we'll demo, has a few different capabilities or showcases for events. One, as you can hopefully hear, sound. The other thing you'll note is that as you're hovering over these interactive buttons, the mouse cursor changes. So that is a practical example of a general event. The event that we are sending is an event that says, yes, we are hovering, no, we are not hovering. And then also when hovering, for example, is triggered, then I also play a sound effect. But you can also do a bit more. So for example, this character has a few interactive behaviors. And as you can see, depending on the animation, different sound effects are playing. And these are a single event, and you're just sending down the sound that you want to play. Just going to quickly talk about the code. It's relatively straightforward. If you are familiar with the web runtime, the only new thing that you now need to do is once you have your instance of your Rive animation, all you need to do is add it. So you'll see at the bottom here, we are creating this new listener, and when a Rive event is received, we are executing the onRive event received method, which is something that I defined. So it's at the top here. And this takes in a Rive event. And this Rive event has the properties and the values that you need to know what information you, what the information is you're sending down from the editor. So as an example, we have name and we have properties. And for these general events, for example, hover and for sound, the properties will include information like is hovering true, is hovering false, or sound name hit, sound name jump, as an example. Yeah, I encourage you to take a look at this code that is in the comments, and yeah, feel free to ask questions on Discord. But yeah, you'll see here, there's a few different events that we are firing. Intro complete, it's one we haven't talked about, but we'll discuss it on Thursday. Yeah, the most interesting one, I think, is sound. And if you jump to the play sound by name, you'll see that we are consuming these properties even more by looking at the actual name of the property, which is defined at edit time. So yeah, very flexible, and you can essentially do anything by just passing strings, numbers, and booleans. Any questions from like anyone?
Yep, there's a couple questions. All right, you ready? Can you use events to add sound in a project to be used on the Rive community page or in an embedded code?
You can use it to add sound in a project that you own, definitely. For the embedded page, as is, no, because it's a general event. So how you are defining the name and the properties is entirely up to you. There's no way for the community page to know what to consume. That doesn't mean that it won't be possible. This is actually something we quickly discussed, whether it makes sense for having a sound event. So as JC mentioned, we have an open URL event, and those are automatically handled for you, which I didn't actually talk about in the code. You'll see when we instantiate our Rive animation, there's this property here, automatically handle events, which is default set to false. That is mostly for security reasons, but you can opt in to make this true. And what this means is that the Rive runtime code will try and be smart about handling open URL events for you. So as an example, it's not going to show, but if you click the community link, it will open a web page. And you don't need to write the code for that. You just need to specify the URL. So in a similar way, maybe it makes sense for there to be audio events. And then audio events will automatically be handled for you. But that will need to be a future feature. Oh, you're muted again, Robert.
Yes, thank you so much. For the character sound, does that mean the string property is being updated on the timeline for each motion?
Yes. Again, this is kind of an interesting discussion I had as well with Michael. It's a trade-off in the sense of like what is going to be the easiest thing for you to do at design time as well as at runtime or coding time. You have the option to create individual events for all of the different sounds. And then in your code, you can, of course, just filter out for all of those names. And if it's a particular name, you know you want to play that sound effect. Or you can write something that's a little bit more generalized. So for example, you can have one event called audio. And in your code, as soon as it receives an audio event, you look for the property that has the value you need. And that property can be a key, or it can be a file name, or whatever you want to use to identify your sound or whatever event it may be. So it's flexible in that regard. I personally like to have a single event and then key it in the timeline and update it there. A single event by type, I have to say.
Sweet. Next question. Noob question. What is .mjs? Is that hang on, give me 3 guesses. Modern JavaScript.
No.
Major JavaScript.
No.
Mega JavaScript.
No.
All right.
I don't know. I'm joking. Zach, I think will be able to answer this a lot better. It's module. It's an indicator that you're importing the JS file as a module. I'm not sure if I'm actually correct in that, so maybe I'll let Zach answer this one.
No, yeah, you're right. It also just stands for Michael Jackson script.
Oh, yes.
No, that's a small thing. But no, yeah, with Node.js applications, there's like 2 module systems. There's CommonJS, which was like the original way of handling modules and JavaScript files in large Node.js projects. And then came like this thing, ECMAScript, which uses the like import syntax, which I think is used at the top. And so you can use like import, export, and a lot of like more modern JavaScript. like APIs and syntax. And so this is just a way of indicating to Node.js applications like, hey, this is using NetScript, like Gordon mentioned, a module-based JavaScript file.
Sweet, good answer. Now, before we move on to probably the last question, I have to say, Big Java needs to take some lessons in naming from us. That's all I gotta say. We came up with way better names for what JS is. That's all I gotta say. All right, there's actually a couple more questions. All right, here we go. Do events add any significant weight to .rive files? .ribs.
It's a really good question.
I haven't actually tested this. I have no idea.
I think the most significant would be for strings. So the same is true for like if you have text in your Rive, that needs to be stored. So like let's say you are firing 10 different sound effects and you want to play all 10 of those file names, you need to store that. And that won't be a lot, but of course it will add more to it.
All right. So if I wanted to add in a sound effect, the only way to time the sound effect to the animation is through Crode, not in the editor at this time. Now I'm not sure if this is what they're asking, but if you want to time your animation or a sound effect to your animation, you can fire the event at the specific time in the animation that you want. So you put the event on the timeline, and then in the code just plays back the sound effect at that point in the animation. I don't think you have to do any adjustment to the sound via code, right?
One thing I didn't talk about now that we can go into more detail on Thursday, I'm actually not sure. I think it is. Yeah, it is exposed on JavaScript as well. There's another property that gets passed down with the event called seconds delay, if I remember correctly. And that will give you the time since when the animation reported it versus the time that it's actually being displayed on screen. Normally, this would be a single frame delay. But obviously, like there may be situations where the frame is delayed for other reasons. But yeah, this would allow you to like sync it to the exact millisecond. So for example, if you say, hey, timeline play it when the character's foot goes down and the runtime absorbs that event, it will also have like a number associated with it to say that this thing was reported 0.01 seconds ago. And then you can, for example, seek your audio to start playing 0.016 seconds a little bit further down the line. That's if you want to be exactly precise.
And then we've already talked about that but we definitely want to add sound to the editor where you can actually put the sound in the editor and have it fire, in places like the community and just export with your Rive file or whatever. I shouldn't say that part. We don't exactly know how it's going to work, but that is the vision for the future, is to actually be able to manipulate the sound in the editor. So in the meantime, events is going to be the best way to get sound into your project. All right, we're going to call that last question.
We need an audio for this.
It's the final question.
And a new, animation.
Oh, man. Who sang that?
The last question.
Journey? I think Journey sang the final countdown. We'll do a...
No, it was Europe.
Europe?
Yes.
Are you... Okay. That's my bad. So we'll get we'll animate France, singing the...
That song was so popular in Spain.
In Spain, yeah, I remember that.
When I was in school, but so popular, you can imagine how popular was that.
Yeah.
It was like a full year only sounding that song in all the radios, on TV, on everything.
I will tell you,
and all the kids in school you know.
In the school,
Yes.
counting the countdown, waiting to go out. Okay.
When Tron Legacy came out, and I don't even remember the main character of that movie's name was, but when he goes into the arcade, like his dad's arcade or whatever, and he turns on the sound and that thing comes on in the background, I'm like, oh man, this song is what's up, dude. So now I love that song forever because of Tron Legacy, which is a great movie, by the way. If you haven't seen that, watch it. Yeah, that was the first movie. So, all right, last little bit. There was a time when 1080p televisions were very, very, very expensive. And the first 1080p television that I bought, that was the first movie that I watched on it, was Tron Legacy. And I was like, oh my God, it's amazing. So yeah, that's why Tron Legacy is that, and Europe. I now know Europe sang that. So yeah. All right, I think that's it. Let's get out of here. Just a reminder, make sure that if you're not already, follow us on Twitter or X, whatever. Join our Discord and keep an eye out for the official announcement of the It's Alive Rive It's Alive Animation Challenge. We'll have all the rules and all that stuff posted up later today. Don't forget, creative session tomorrow, Spanish live stream tomorrow. That'll be 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. Central Time, and then, do the conversions from there. And then, yeah, Thursday, workshop, 11 a.m. Central. Be there, be square, or be square. Or you can be there and be square. It doesn't really matter to me. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for hanging out. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.